the sun rises on the West Bank, many residents may begin assessing damage done by the tornado.
This is a live look at the area right now from our Fox 8 drone. Our drone photographer Jake Rosenberg flying the drone over that area in Gretna, where you can see some of that extensive damage to the roofs, some of the debris strewn into the streets, power lines down. Obviously, when we talk about the damage here from the air, you can kind of get a better look at where that path has crossed, but it also shows you kind of where some of those homes and buildings are that were unscathed in this storm.
That's right, guys, and if you are looking at our Fox 8 drone video right now, you can see just how widespread this damage is. You're actually looking at us right now. We're in that hatchback right there, looking at our drone video. Again, you're only going to see stuff like this on Fox 8, but if you turn and you keep going, Jake, you're going to see this is where we've kind of been. We haven't even had to travel very far, although we know the damage is very, very widespread. This area of 9th Street and Gulf, where we are right now, really gives you a good look at just how bad this storm was overnight and these tornadoes that touched down on the West Bank. We're in Gretna right now. You see that truck that is overturned. We showed you that earlier this morning, and as Jake's going to kind of come down on that home, you see just how, I mean, you're literally looking at almost like a layout of the home because the roof is completely gone, and you see all of that damage.
Zach, when you see images like this from an aerial perspective here, how important is an image like this from a drone shot, just, you know, really hours after the storm to get an assessment of how bad it was?
When we get the full report of this tornado, we're not only going to get the intensity, they're going to tell us exactly how wide it was at all times. And just looking at some of these drone shots, looking at some of the videos we've seen, this tornado that crossed the West Bank into Arabi was nothing like the one that hit Arabi in March.
This home that you're seeing come into view right now, with the back all torn up like that, with the roof gone, that home actually it was actually moved about 10 feet to the left. It is sitting off of its foundation, not even in the place that it was 24 hours ago. And as you keep going down, you see several homes that either had their roofs partially torn off, or you're about to see here in a second all the way torn off.
From that drone video, you can actually see, you know, a lot of those rooms in that house just tossed and churned. Zach brings up the one thing that's still standing appears to be the bathroom. So once again, just another reminder of how important it is to get to that safe space in something like that.
Absolutely.
It's an absolutely incredible image, and that drone video really tells a story that you cannot see from the ground.
No.
This is the same tool that, you know, assessors will use when they're making these assessments for insurance, for the National Weather Service. So it's just an invaluable tool to have a look like this live on TV here. You're not going to see this anywhere else.
And you can see right there,
I was gonna say,
the tornado goes from left to right across the screen, right between those houses, but look across the street, and there's absolutely nothing. It shows you how this tornado was very skinny in size.
They're on the way here now, about 15 minutes out. They're going to try and douse that boat with flames. We have a drone shot for you we want to show you here that kind of gives you a good view of those flames still burning now for at least a better part of an hour at this point here near Fort Pike. You can see Fort Pike in the background of that shot and that smoke continuing to come up. The worry initially was that this boat that had been anchored, the flames would burn through the anchor rope. That appears that may have happened, but I'm told that the nets are down, so it's probably not floating too much anywhere anymore at this point. We do know that there were likely people on board. We were told that they got out off that boat safely.
burning near Fort Pike in the Wrigley's. Let's take a live look at this picture. You can see the boat. The flames are out now, but it is still smoking, still smoldering. Now, here's what we know so far. This fire started earlier this morning. There was a crew on this shrimp boat. We understand that a Good Samaritan came by with his vessel and was able to help rescue those crew members from that boat.
Look behind me now. It's kind of difficult to see outside of the trellis up above the shrimp boat there. Now, the New Orleans Fire Department, as you said, arrived here a short time ago. We've got a drone shot right now, so you can see the remnants of this boat.
And if you're looking at drone video right now, I'm not sure if you were a second ago, but you can see from the top and just see how much damage this fire caused. And as you heard Dennis saying there, luckily his family members were able to make it out safely. Again, the fire department right now is investigating this as suspicious. They received a call about a fire at this exact home just last Sunday. And so this has been an ongoing thing for the fire department. They've responded to multiple calls to this exact address in just a week's time, and so they are investigating this as suspicious. The units, the fire trucks are all gone right now. We have seen investigators kind of going door to door.
You're taking a live bird's eye view of the scene now, thanks to the Fox 8 drone. And as we're seeing it from above, you can see the fire burned several holes in the roof of one part of this home, torched the other side of that building altogether. So again, that fire is out. You can see a couple people are down on the street below.
Earlier this week on Sunday, so in the span of 1 week, they've gotten 2 calls to this home, which I know from speaking to a family member who says his father actually lived in that home. It is a family home. They were actually in the middle of renovations when this happened. It's not always easy to see all of that from the ground level. We got a car alarm here going off behind us now, but if you want to look up here from the sky, this is our drone shot here. You can actually see the real damage here from the sky. This is our drone flyer here showing you some of that damage. You see it looks like the carport has almost collapsed with a large portion of the roof on top of the home roof, and you see us kind of standing there in the street. And if you look even further up to the top of your screen, you see that there's a blue tarp there. That's because a lot of the homes throughout some of these subdivisions are still recovering from Hurricane Ida. Well, Meg, we're standing right here using our Fox 8 drone shot, getting a look at some of the damage. You can see it behind me. We're going to let it go up and get kind of a more bird's eye view, where you can see at least this home here behind me has a whole tin roof that's in front of the yard. I was told it isn't even her tin roof. It came from a neighbor. And then actually, if you kind of get a higher look, you'll see there's a home right here that has the carport that kind of flipped over onto the roof. I just spoke to the owner there. She said that piece of the carport flipped over onto her roof of her home and actually went through the roof into one of the bedrooms or multiple bedrooms.
If we can take a look at the drone shot that we have here, we want to show you what we're looking at here from Greek Fest in the sky, 215 feet in the air. This is a first for New Orleans television, a first for Fox 8 for sure, bringing you a live shot of Greek Fest out here. It just looks absolutely beautiful with the sunshine, those rays just licking the bayou and just barely starting to just sort of kind of warm things up.
Live look right now at the beautiful Bayou St. John ahead of the kickoff to Greek Fest 2022. That'll be later today.
We are a New Orleans tradition.
And if we can maybe spice up the tradition a little bit, we're going to show you this drone shot that we have here. One of the first times we've ever been able to bring you live a drone shot right here on Fox 8 and in the New Orleans area.
Gretna Fest is back. Here's a live look from our Fox 8 drone. Gorgeous shot of the river this morning from Gretna. Ahead, we'll have live reports from Rob Krieger and Olivia Vidal, who are getting a preview of all of this weekend's fun. We'll check in with Rob Krieger and Olivia Vidal, who are live in the middle of all of the fun.
Check out this shot there back at Old Gretna along the riverfront of Jefferson Parish, the West Bank, on this blue sky day, sunny. You know, it'll be a little bit warmer today by noon, about 80 degrees. But wow, I mean, just you couldn't ask for much better festival weather. It had a great feel to the air this morning.
The Gretna Fest return is just a few hours away. We're taking a live bird's eye view right now from the Fox 8 drone this morning. It's a gorgeous morning on the river. We'll bring you more from the fest coming up, though, after this break.
We want to show you a live picture coming out of Cutoff today in Lafourche Parish, where if you look closely, or maybe not so closely really, Meg, you can see the blue tarps there still a year after Hurricane Ida. People not quite put together.
Oktoberfest. We're at Deutsches House this morning with a live report from Olivia Vidal. But right now, take a look at that beautiful drone shot. Beautiful morning over the city of New Orleans.
I can see the beer from here.
Look at Deutsches House, where it's all happening this weekend and every weekend in October. Is that right? Or
Yeah,
the whole month?
and they're actually unloading pretzels right now. I know Olivia Vidal and Jake Rosenberg, who's flying that drone for us right now. They have been instructed to bring a pretzel back into the studio. You're taking a live look at the Fox 8 drone right there in the air live. One of the only places you're going to see a live drone shot right here. We call him the EOM, Jake Rosenberg, Employee of the Month, flying that drone right now.
Yeah.
And you can see why.
Bells will be ringing. This sad news.
We come up now on 629. Good morning once again. John Snell along with Kelsey Davis here at Celebration in the Oaks, New Orleans City Park. A live view from the Fox 8 drone. You know, normally a remotely operated vehicle, but there is an unconfirmed report that perhaps some elves, tiny elves, got up there and were actually manning it.
Elf, Chief Elf,
it's not
Jake.
Chief Elf.